Hello friends, and welcome to Rift Weekly for the week of June 24th, 2011. And they rolled out patch 1.3 this week, and it wasn't without its problems. There was a few problems, a few bugs, and quite a few people were upset about the servers being down. But guys, you just can't be upset about the bugs. You know, they cannot simulate a live testing environment on the public test shard. So there's really nothing that can be done, and it would take way too much money to hire a staff of beta testers that would the size that would be needed, you know. So we just have to, you know, deal with the bugs and while they work them out. And they aren't too bad, but there's a few like this one where I don't have any buildings, you know, anywhere. That was a little problematic, and I could walk right through these buildings as well. And there's also been some hilarious bugs where people will have a building following them everywhere they go, or a tree, or something like that. That's pretty damn hilarious. But I thought I was kind of invincible right here, you know. I thought I was invincible, and I thought I could maybe walk around and go through all the aggro mobs and everything. But turns out that the mobs still will kill me. So, yeah, no advantage to this. This bug is kind of rare, and it happens after using the particulum. So that's probably what is going on with the other bugs as well. And a simple way to fix it is log out and log back in, and you should be right as rain. You should be just fine. And there's also been a few bugs, like with the looking for dungeon tool. Yeah, I knew that was probably going to happen. And I'm not sure if they've got that running yet. I haven't checked back on that. They also had a problem with the guild banks, and I think they have those going now. There's only one thing about these guild banks, though. The first vault is 30 platinum. Second vault, 300 platinum. I can only imagine what the rest are, you know. That is quite high, and it's kind of unfair to the smaller guilds, you know. Really, I know that you're thinking the raiding guilds will have plenty of money for this, but, you know, please, you know, quit leaving out the smaller guilds that need vault space, obviously. You know, I always have the best intentions of praising Trion. You know, I really do, because they will do something really cool and really good, and then they'll do something just that's a slap in the face to everybody, like charging 300 plat for a second vault, you know. You know, the free server transfers, that was something really cool. They could have milked people for an untold fortune, you know, if they had charged people to transfer. But no, they made it free because it should be free. It's an automatic service, you know. Once you build the program to transfer, nobody has to attend it, you know, really. Just like Blizzard, you know, they're milking people for 25 simoleons every time, you know. I mean, that's a lot of cash, you know. I know people that, you know, multi-box, and they have to pay like 125 just to transfer their whole team over, you know. Yeah, it's quite painful and quite expensive and quite overpriced. And I'm glad that Trion took the high road with that. But some decisions that they make, you know, it's hard to figure out. And it seems like they just have this raiding guild mentality, and they're completely catering to raiding guilds. And it's time to cater to your larger audience, you know. A lot of people raid, but not nearly as many that, you know, are casual, so-called casual. People that just run dungeons and things like that. And while I will defend them for there being bugs when patches are released, some of the bugs were reported way early on the public test shard. And I'm almost now convinced that all of our feedback just goes to a huge recycle bin now, with somebody just deleting it instantaneously. Because I've submitted feedback, you know, about the daily quests, you know, being, you know, too few mobs around, and it's going to just be a mess with so many people trying to get these shells and trying to reveal the people in your capital city, you know, the drowned people, the soaked people, whatever the hell they are. Like this. I had to wait on the spawn point because this place was friggin' packed. People looking for these waterlogged victims and things like that. And this daily quest, it sucks. It really sucks because there's no mobs for it, you know? I mean, it wouldn't be such a bad deal if there was a freaking mob and you didn't have to just sit on one spawn point and camp it. Yeah, you can make a raid and all that, but that's just a lot of damn trouble to have to go through for a measly 25 runic seals. You know, that's just kind of a pain. But if you want to do this quest, the best way to do it is just sit on a spawn point, wait for the suckers to spawn. That really is the best way to do it. And same with the eggshell quest that's out in Shimmer Sand. Oh, God. That quest is a nightmare, and it seems like there's just people there 24 hours a day on my server, and people just ninja and everything. You know, there's no courtesy. So, yeah, good planning on this. You know, here's one of the water bosses. These guys are the ones you want to kill, because I wasted quite a bit of time doing fire rifts and air rifts, and you know, that's the only things that were available. You know, I thought they were going to roll out some water rifts with this patch here so we could earn some runic seals and all that jazz, but it's like these water bosses are just really rare, you know. I only saw them like twice in one day, and it's just kind of lame, you know. People want to go out there and earn their runic seals, and there's no way to do it. There's no rifts for them to fight. In addition, these water bosses are way too overpowered. It just takes way too many people to take these guys down, and it takes for freaking effort, you know. And you see what I said right there? That was redonkulous, because it was redonkulous. It took like 4 or 5 minutes or something to kill that dude. I don't know. It was boring by the end of it, you know. The excitement wears off after a couple of minutes, really, and I think developers should take note of that. Anyhow, some of the good things they did, they added some new stuff to the artifact vendor. You can now be different objects. You can be a box now, or you can be a plant now, or this and that. They added some pretty cool stuff. I know I'm going to be spending my tokens on it myself. I've wasted so many tokens on this damn artifact vendor, but that's alright. Me and my little buddy on my head, we have a good time. I'm like his mount, really. And I don't know why I called them tokens. I know they're lucky coins, of course. And they have added several new artifact collections as well. But to get them, you need to have your omen sight. So you might want to keep that in mind. And they're just all around, really. You know, they're just scattered all around like the rest of the artifacts. As you guys might remember, I used to do the artifact hotspots, and things have changed for artifacts. They are very random and like really spread out now. So that's how it goes these days. But with your omen sight, you can at least, you know, get those too. And in addition to new stuff at the artifact vendor, there's also new stuff at the Stillmore, the Mythosian Quartermaster as well, and the Iron Pine Peaks one. And what they have that is new is new costume pieces. And you must be an armorsmith and all of this. I don't know why they make it so hard to get some costume pieces. You know, there's barely any of them. And they have this argument that, yeah, it's because of PvP. You know, we won't allow you to equip, you know, items with stats in your wardrobe. And that problem could be completely solved by just adding the person's class to their tooltip, you know. That's all that has to be done. If they're so concerned about you knowing your enemy's class before you attack them, then that should be in the tooltip, you know. You shouldn't have to rely on what they're wearing. That's retarded. completely retarded. And I know that the retarded word, that's becoming a bad word these days, isn't it? Not in my day. Anyway, while there are a lot of cool new things with this patch, you know, I find myself just sitting in Shimmer Sand, you know, waiting for an invasion that never happens. And the invasions that do happen, they're earth and fire, you know, they're the wrong kind. And so I'll go all the way out to Moonshade Highlands. I'm thinking, you know, guaranteed water boss, you know, gonna get some runic seals. And I didn't get any. I'm like, what in the hell, man? And I guess it's because I'm too high level, you know. But that was free. But I got some in Silverwood, so that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things, but I don't know. I thought I should have got some runic seals for this. You know, I went to all the trouble of coming here. But no. And like I said, that there's just no water invasions. And I thought this was supposed to be the Grand Water Invasion. And here you can see, I went to all the trouble of doing this invasion out here thinking, okay, maybe I'll get a few runic seals off this. Nope. No runic seals. But I did find something cool out in Shimmer Sand while I was waiting around. I found that you can get some runic seals around the scalding pools here. You know, go around the scald water pools, and you will find corpses. And in these corpses, they'll have quite a bit of loot, and also they'll have a runic seal. They're really kind of slow spawning, and they also have an artifact collection as well, as you can see. I don't know the entire story about these artifacts and these corpses that are just laying around here, and there's also abyssal guys, and there will be like a little lantern by them. See, there's one of the corpses I was talking about. So you saw the loot that I got off of them, and they also had a runic seal, and it had a quest item. And I don't know what's going on, out here, but I just came across these guys, and I thought I'd show it to you. And also, I guess it's like all over the place. It seems like also in the water at Silverwood, there's treasure chests there. But I imagine, and now I'm just guessing, that these little treasure items are with a runic seal are hidden probably in every zone. I imagine they're hidden everywhere, and that would be excluding too many low-level people and things like that. But you can find them for sure out here at these scald water fields. And you see that little lantern that I got right there. Yeah, and you see that I have got a runic shard, and it offers a quest, except it's not working. I do not meet the requirements, which is what I've been told by the other quest items. Like it's called like the hidden cache, I believe. And yeah, people have been looking for hours and can't find it. Well, don't go waste your time. It's not in the game yet. It's bugged. The other place that I mentioned just a second ago was in the water near Silverwood. And you see that some of the water bosses are actually out in the water. So you're going to want to go check out in the water. And that was one problem. Nobody knew it was out here. You have to actually get in the ocean for it to be shown on your map. So I'm out here all alone, and there's really nothing I could do with that guy. He kicked my butt really quickly. I tried to take him on before. And you see these little treasure chests at the bottom of the water here. There's also floating debris at the top of the water. And if you loot them, you will find a little treasure. You'll find some runic seals. Yeah. So it's kind of a painful way to collect them. And Trion, if you're listening, please increase the water rifts and the water bosses. It's about time. This has been Dark Hostess for Rift Weekly. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Join me next week. If I don't end up coming out with something sooner, you know how that goes. I always seem to end up doing an extra video or so, because something always comes up. Be sure and thumbs up and subscribe. Take care of yourself.